Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of This Day. It is Friday, July 10th. I'm Michael Taylor. Good to be here with you. Are you excited about your weekend plans? Here's what I'm excited about. I'm not going to be barbecuing, traveling, or setting off fireworks and staying up late. I'm going to have a nice, easy weekend. A little bit different than last weekend of all the explosions and all that kind of fun stuff in Newport. I'm ready for a little rest, so here we go. Looking forward to it. But before I rest, we got a show for you, and let's talk about what we have on the program today. We're going to welcome from Hoag Hospital CEO Robert Braithwaite, and he's going to be talking to us about the Sand Canyon facility, the hospital adjacent there, some of the innovations they've brought to the location, and what they see for the future. So lots of interesting stuff to talk to him about there. And then later in the program, we'll be welcoming Sports Corner, as always. Cole Young going to be talking about FIFA, of course, World Cup stuff going on, NBA draft, NHL draft, lots of stuff going on with our Lakers and Ducks, talking about that as well. All right, folks, and maybe a little bit on manor restorations. We'll have that somewhere in the middle of the show at some point. All right, right now, though, we want to keep you informed. We got an interesting one for you, right? A state bill that targets human-wildlife conflicts. This one was passed by in the Senate of the state, and it establishes statewide wildlife coexistence program with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. The program would provide additional resources and technical support to help cities, counties, and other agencies respond to human-wildlife conflicts and implement protective measures to reduce future incidents. I know there's a program here where they're doing air cannon and water pellets to get some of the coyotes out of the area and that kind of thing going on. Laguna Woods Council has voted to support the legislation, so might be seeing more of that. I know the coyotes and other things like that are a challenge here in the community, so looks like we're going to be getting some help from the state to help with that as well. If you have any questions about that, you can look it up right there at the website at the bottom of your screen. Let's take a look at our weather forecast, and it's a nice one. We get a little bit cooler than we had earlier in the week. 75 degrees is going to be our high today. Then we're looking at mid-70s really throughout the rest of the weekend and into next week. And we start to warm up a bit on Monday and then even warmer on Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies. You know, we have the usual pattern kind of going on, like a little leftover June gloom is still with us a little bit. Cool overnights, though. That's always nice. We can stop the air conditioning, just open up the windows, let the house air out. Let's take a look at our sunrise, sunset, and we got a beautiful shot right here, view from our patio. Well, Lori Maloa, you have a beautiful view from your patio right there. Very nice shot. Thank you for sending that one in. Sunrise this morning was 5:49. Sunset tonight is going to be 8:04. And folks, if you'd like to send us a picture, you can do it just like Lori did. Just take it right from your patio. You don't even need to leave the comfort of your own home. We'd love to see your photos. If you want to send them to us, please do so. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise, sunset segment. Okay, we got a couple of meetings to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking to the CEO from Hoag Hospital. Stay with us.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our patient-centered approach to care is rooted in clinical excellence and guided by world-class teams. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
And we want to welcome to the program the President and CEO of Hoag Memorial Hospital, Robert Braithwaite. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So you oversee all aspects of hospital operations, quality of care, and all of those kinds of things. And so tell me a little bit about Hoag Health Center over there in Irvine. Opened back in 2016, right?
Yeah, Hoag Health Center opened in 2016. That was directly across the street from the main hospital.
Right. And what was the purpose behind that need for that? Just kind of an expansion, extra services, those kinds of things?
Yeah, mostly bringing specialties into the community. And so we needed housing or medical office space for them. And so all the outpatient stuff we planted over there.
Right. But now the vision is expanded. I mean, back then you opened a couple of things, but since then you've got digestive health, surgical pavilion, cancer urgent care facility. So what's been the vision in terms of expansion? Was that always part of the plan?
Yeah, twofold. Once you bring the specialists to the community, then you need places for them to actually do what they do best. And a lot of that is on the acute side. And so we started to build out the acute platform for all those specialists that were getting busy in that greater Irvine South Orange County community.
And did the campus, like, did you already know the campus would support that? We don't know what this is going to be someday, but it's going to be something kind of thing. Would you have those kind of things planned out?
We did, yeah. There was a long-term plan that we knew that had the capacity to build out on that campus, and so now was the time.
So when we talk about digestive health, kind of take me, and women's health, take me through what is offered there. We've talked about it on the show before, but just for folks who don't know everything goes on there.
Yeah, so on women's health, it's really, from birth to actually some of the more complicated women's health related diseases. And so we wanted something that was really focused on their needs. And so that facility takes care of kind of birth to all the way to, to the very end. And so really hyper focused on women, comprehensive in its nature, able to do all things for women in this community. On the digestive health side, there is a large and growing prevalence of digestive disease-related conditions.
Okay.
In fact, 11 of the 11 top cancers in the country, 4 of them are digestive health related.
Oh, wow.
And so we kind of felt like, hey, most people, when they have something serious in the digestive space, are leaving Orange County to go get those services. And so we thought that shouldn't be. We got 3.2 million people here.
Right.
A lot of prevalence. Let's make sure we create the expertise so that residents don't have to leave Orange County.
When we talk about the surgical pavilion, is that mostly outpatient surgeries? Because I mean, the main hospital, I would think we'd go for the main important surgeries, the big ones. But is that outpatient kind of stuff, or is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah, great question. So it's actually attached to the main hospital, but dedicated to surgery, and it does both outpatient and inpatient. What's different about that is we created the rooms, added the technologies to do the big surgeries like open heart surgery, neurosurgery, and making those available in this part of Orange County.
And those big, so there's room for robotics and things like that were never part of the plan back in the 50s and 60s and 70s?
That's right. The technology inside an OR is completely different than what it was even 10 years ago. And lots of automation, lots of digital tools to help make those surgeries successful.
And even the power that needs to go into a surgery room probably is like a different kind of, we need outlets here, we need this kind of thing, and 220 or whatever it might be.
Yeah, they're hyper-computerized.
Right, okay. And now we have the cancer urgent care facility as well. That's, again, one of the expansions from the Sand Canyon facility there. Tell me a little bit about that one, too.
So when cancer patients need care, and oftentimes they do during the course of their treatment because of the nature of the treatments, oftentimes they'll find that they'll have a complication in the journey or some type of condition, fever or whatever the case may be. Probably the worst place to go, or is the emergency room when you got other people that are not feeling well, right? And so we said, you know what, even though they need emergency care, let's create a venue for those patients that might be compromised where they are safe from any other potential.
Right, anybody that coming in with a whooping cough or whatever.
That's right.
Because that's just, your immune is already compromised, like you say. You're on chemo, you're on radiation, so you're in a compromised position in the first place, right?
That's exactly right. And a lot of those treatments are complex. And so adding the expertise of oncologists into that emergency situation really helps and creates a very safe environment for those patients.
When you get together with your board and your advisors and that kind of thing, what do you guys think about in terms of community benefit goals? You sit down and say, how can we best serve the community, and what our goals should be when you think long-term and short-term?
Yeah, so we're constantly monitoring the needs of the community, the developments of technology, but more importantly, looking at where the community is going, the demographics, et cetera. We can predict pretty accurately what kind of services are going to be needed 5 years, 10 years out. And so in that long-term planning, we start building platforms to be relevant 10 years from now. And so it's really a thoughtful, analytic process.
Okay. I have no stats to back this up. This is me looking around. I see UCI building. I see the Kaiser building. I see a lot of people coming in and really building bigger and better facilities. Do you take a look at that? Is there oversaturation coming, or is there just such the need that there's room for everybody?
Not at all. I don't think there's an oversaturation at all. I think what's transpiring in Orange County is the technology is driving change, but not very many organizations have the capacity to meet those technological advancements. And so, candidly, we're going to need Hoag and we're going to need a UCI to continue to step up and advance healthcare in Orange County.
You have a degree in health management and promotion, and then you have a master's in health services administration.
Yeah.
It seems interesting to me that you didn't take a doctor route to get here. You wanted to be in this world, but on the management and that kind of side of things.
Yeah, great question. So initially when I graduated from undergraduate school, I was headed towards medical school.
Okay.
And then had a little bit of a pivot because I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take some business classes. And then I realized by taking this track, we could probably do more at scale for more people than maybe the one-on-one exam room experience that many people have with doctors.
Okay, because a lot of people, and just again, a stereotype,
Yeah.
these corporate CEOs, they come in here, they're looking for the bottom dollar, but you had a vision because you wanted to serve people, you wanted to be a doctor, but you took that and said, how can I serve maybe even more people better than one-on-one patients?
That's right. And I made sure I was in a nonprofit organization, hyper-focused on a community, not big healthcare. I mean, there are a few other criteria that went into that decision.
Okay. You joined Hogue back in 1992, and you became CEO in 2013, I think it was.
Yeah.
How was your vision for what you wanted to do back in grad school, back when you said, I'm going to do this? How have you seen that play out? Have you been able to do the things you want to do? I'm sure it's slower than you wanted to be, but have you started to map out that vision?
We have, and I think it's manifesting right now as we speak. You know, for the most part in the United States, you have community hospitals or you have academic hospitals. The real brilliant organizations are a meld between the two, like Mayo Clinic or Cleveland Clinic, where they are academic in nature, but they're not academic institutions. They're private hospitals that are community-based. And so Hogue migrated into that place. We call it privatemics. And so we really like that model. It was a model that we started back in 2018 to adopt and embrace, mostly at the encouragement of a couple of our colleagues across the country, including Cleveland Clinic.
Okay.
I said, you could do this. It's a great place. It's a great model. And so that's what we're doing.
Okay, great. And you also kind of are in the community too, right? You support some foundations, schools, and things like that. Talk about the kind of the service, how you give back to the community that you're serving.
Yeah, so part of the really non-hospital work that we do is actually making sure that communities are healthy and well. And so we have a lot of initiatives where we go in and build out a nonprofit that might be wellness or health oriented, but we help them expand their services and meet a need inside the community. And we love that, including the schools, placing clinics at schools, or doing wellness initiatives within the schools here in Orange County. And it's very rewarding.
Okay. One of the biggest or highest profile things you guys have a name on besides your hospitals is the Hogue Classic over in Newport Beach. Is that changing a little bit, or what's going on? We just had it this a month or so ago, right? Now, but next year you have a different vision for it?
Yeah, so we had the opportunity, mostly at the encouragement and invitation of the PGA, to elevate the tournament.
Okay.
So it's the Hogue Classic still, but they elevated it to the senior championship.
Oh, okay.
And so it became one of the majors effective next year. It was a real nice gift to this community and certainly an elevation of the tournament for Hogue.
Oh yeah, because that brings in some of the bigger names. They want to have that trophy, that kind of thing, right? That's kind of great. Do you get out there to watch it every year?
Every year, we're on the course.
That's terrific. That's so much fun. Why is that important to put your name on something like that here in this community?
You know, it's great for the community. It's a community building type endeavor. Also included in that is a wellness and health thread. And so everybody focuses on the tournament, but we also focus on health and wellness in our community, and it rallies the community in a very positive way.
I went by your booth and got chapstick and sunscreen, so yes, I know you do that. What do you see the vision for where you want Hogue to go? Is this the kind of same course, or there's something that you guys want to do in a different way, or they're retooling or rethinking of how health can be served, how community can be served here in Orange County?
So we're doing two things. Number one, we're expanding the footprint of Hogue to meet the needs of more communities. Healthcare is becoming more local. In fact, I would say it's even becoming right inside your home. And so lots of new health centers, lots of urgent care centers, lots of specialists more close to home, and doing all the physical facilities that allow for that. That's one. Two is everything is moving towards a digital platform. And so at some point, in fact, we have products in beta right now where people can actually use their digital tools to actually advance their diagnosis, or at least getting a diagnosis sooner, and even getting to the point where treatment can be prescribed via digital tools.
In a community like Laguna Woods, where people aren't as mobile as they'd like to be, but they still want to see a doctor, how important is telehealth to those services.
Yeah, very much so. So this digital product that I just
Right.
mentioned is called Ask Hogue, and you can access it anywhere in the world, including your own living room if you want, and be right connected to a specialist that you need
Oh, wow.
within minutes.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, we asked Hogue, we asked the president, he answered. Thank you very much, Robert Raitworth, from President and CEO of Hogue Memorial Hospital. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hogue Institutes. Our top-ranked physicians are experts in diagnosing and treating the most complex medical conditions. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hogue Institutes, right here in OC.
Welcome to Manor Alterations. Selling your manor in Laguna Woods Village? Before closing escrow, you'll go through a resale inspection process. Here's a quick overview of what to expect. Before requesting any resale inspections, please contact Manor Alterations Resales Inspection Team for guidance. While many steps are involved in selling a home, the Manor Alterations Resales Inspection Team focuses on the resale inspection process. Note that resales inspections do not replace third-party home inspection services. Resale inspections are required for all manors being sold. The primary purpose is to identify approved alterations that will become the responsibility of the new owner. The inspection also addresses necessary corrections, including alterations that require mutual consent. It includes the repair of any existing alterations. To begin the resale inspection process, you will need to complete a first and final inspection report request. The first and final inspection report request form is available at lagunawoodsvillage.com for either Third Laguna Hills Mutual or United Laguna Woods Mutual. Complete and sign the form and submit it via email. Once your request is received, staff will perform a detailed record search and a first inspection will be scheduled. During a first inspection, any required corrections, whether the responsibility of the member or mutual, will be identified. The first inspection report is valid for up to 6 months. Once the required corrections are completed, a final inspection is scheduled. The final inspection report is then sent to the escrow company to complete escrow. Questions? The Manor Alterations Resales Inspection Team is here to help. Thank you for watching. This information is a general overview. Requirements may vary depending on the scope of work. Before requesting any resale inspections, please contact Manor Alterations Resales Inspection Team for guidance.
Ready for your dream getaway? Whether you're planning a romantic escape, family vacation, or a solo adventure, leave the important details to someone you trust. Your AAA travel advisor. As a AAA member, enjoy travel perks like exclusive member benefits, excellent value, and peace of mind knowing your trip is in good hands. So get to planning, book online, or visit your local AAA branch. Book with AAA Travel and vacation with confidence.
Welcome to Adapt to It, your neighborhood resource for all your home medical supplies. For over 20 years, we've helped Laguna Woods stay safe, prevent falls, and remain independent. We modify your shower or bath for safer entry and exit. Stay mobile with walkers, scooters, and wheelchairs as light as 14 pounds. Our lift chairs provide heat, massage, and a gentle lift when you're ready to stand. And at bedtime, our adjustable beds help you find the perfect position for rest. We're here for all your needs throughout the day. When you can't change it, adapt to it.
Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. Since we're off air for the holiday, there's a lot to catch up on, and none more important than the World Cup. When we last left off, Team USA was about to make their knockout stage debut against Bosnia. Folarin Balogun scored his 3rd goal of the World Cup before being sent off with a red card, more on that later, and Malik Tillman converted on a free kick to give the United States a 2-0 win over Bosnia on Wednesday night to advance to the round of 16. This was just the U.S. 2nd World Cup knockout round win ever. The Americans made it to the semifinals in the first tournament in 1930 by winning their group and won a round of 16 matchup against Mexico in 2002, but nothing since. While it was a reason to celebrate, the win was bittersweet. As I mentioned, in the 64th minute, Balogun was handed a red card after committing a foul. Not only did that mean he would miss the remainder of this match, he would also miss next round's match against Belgium. But that is not where the story would end. In a shocking turn of events, on Sunday morning, FIFA suspended the red card the U.S. striker received in the team's match against Bosnia, making him available to face Belgium in the round of 16. The decision wasn't made because the red card was incorrect, rather because the video review that the referees used to make their decision was used incorrectly. This was massive news for Team USA as they got their leading scorer back in the lineup. However, it unfortunately did not matter too much. Belgium dominated from the opening whistle and walked out of Seattle with a staggering 4-1 victory over the Americans. After a quick score from Belgium in the 9th minute, Malik Tillman drilled an incredible shot in the 31st minute, tying the match and giving the U.S. life. But Belgium would score almost instantly after in the 33rd minute, taking a 2-1 lead and never looking back from there. Belgium now moves on to face Spain in the quarterfinals, and that match will begin today at noon. The winner will move on to the semifinals to face France on Tuesday. The remainder of the quarterfinals will play out tomorrow. Golden Boot contender Erling Haaland will look to lead Norway to victory over England tomorrow at 2 p.m. England earned their spot in this round after a dramatic win over Mexico in Mexico City last weekend. After an unbelievable last-minute comeback over Egypt, defending champion Argentina and Lionel Messi are back in the quarterfinals and will face Switzerland tomorrow at 6 p.m. The winners of Argentina-Switzerland and England-Norway will face off in the semifinals next Wednesday. It's been an absolutely electric tournament so far to this point, and I, for one, will be sad to see it end. The FIFA World Cup final will kick off on Sunday the 19th at noon, so next week I'll give a full preview. Last episode, I talked about a few trades and free agency moves in the NBA. Immediately after I finished filming the show, one of the biggest trades in recent NBA history occurred. Boston Celtics agreed to send former NBA Finals MVP Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers in a blockbuster trade. The Sixers sent Paul George, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks to Boston in return. Brown leaves Boston as a 5-time All-Star as well as the 2024 Eastern Conference Finals and NBA Finals MVP when he helped Boston win its 18th championship. He is also coming off of an all-time career season. He finished 6th in MVP voting and was 2nd-team All-NBA selection while leading the Celtics to a 56-win season. He averaged 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, all of which matched or exceeded his prior career records. While he does turn 30 this year, the 76ers are still getting one of the league's best players at the height of his career. On the other end of the trade, on top of a plethora of draft picks, the Celtics receive one of the league's great veterans. Paul George has received 9 NBA All-Star selections, 6 All-NBA team honors, 4 NBA All-Defensive Team selections, the 2013 Most Improved Player Award, and a 2016 Olympic gold medal. He is now on his 5th NBA team and is approaching the end of his historic career, but he can still make a difference in Boston. We're officially halfway through the MLB regular season, so today begins All-Star Week and all of its festivities. The main events, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game itself, will take place on Monday and Tuesday, respectively. The All-Star rosters are officially set, and this year there are 26 first-timers. The Braves, Dodgers, and Phillies are each sending 5 players to the All-Star game, tied for the most selections of any club. That includes the Dodgers' Freddie Freeman earning his 10th selection, and top vote getter Shohei Ohtani getting his 6th. Braves pitcher Chris Sale will also make his 10th trip to the All-Star game. Don't miss out on any of the baseball action over the next week, as both the All-Star game and Home Run Derby are always fun to watch. Amidst the World Cup, it was easy to overlook another top sporting event in the world this week, the 2026 Wimbledon tournament. The women wrapped up their semifinal rounds today, and the men are finishing theirs up as we speak. And this tournament has been wild. Top seeds have been eliminated, underdogs have advanced deep into the bracket, and a lot more excitement. For the men's singles bracket, American Taylor Fritz fell just shy to Alexander Zverev in the quarterfinals of the bracket. Now, this morning, as we speak, top-ranked Jannik Sinner and one of the all-time greats, Novak Djokovic, are facing off in the semifinals to see who will move on to the final round. On the other side, Arthur Ferry will now face Zverev. Regardless of who pulls off wins in the semis, the final championship round will be on Sunday at 8 a.m. For the women's singles bracket, American Coco Gauff won her way into the semifinals yesterday morning, where she faced off with Karolina Muchova. To get here, she had to eliminate fellow American Jessica Pegula. Unfortunately, Gauff fell just shy and was eliminated just 1 round short of the finals by Muchova, who now moves on to the finals. That final championship match will begin at 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Sports Corner. Make sure to enjoy all the final days of the World Cup, MLB All-Star Week, Wimbledon, and all of the other sports that this week has to offer. Be sure to come right back next Friday for more news, updates, and highlights from all across the sports world. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend. See you next time.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.
All right, folks, let's talk about our Friday movie. We've got a good one for you. Excuse me, coming up. It's called Past Lives. It stars Greta Lee. This one came out a few years back, and it was a big hit back in 2023. Got a lot of acclaim. It's brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. Nora and Haesung, 2 deeply connected childhood friends. 20 years later, they are reunited in one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. Very, very interesting there. All right, let's take a quick check at the forecast before we head out. And we got some nice temperatures in the 70s for the rest of the weekend, and we get a little warmer as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Okay, folks, tomorrow on the program, we have the Democratic Club here and Broadway music lovers as well. Stay tuned for that one. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.